Okay, everybody, very soon we're going to be writing the code to get into long mode. But obviously I should really explain to you how we actually do that before we start writing the code so you have a rough idea of what's going on. So is it easy to get to long mode? If you followed the part 1 course, then yes, because you need to understand paging and you need to understand the global descriptor table. So if you understand those two things, then it's very easy to get to long mode, yes. If you don't understand those things, go back to the part 1 course and watch those lectures, because it's really important you understand and have a working 32-bit kernel before you continue any further on this course. So let's discuss what the steps are to get to long mode. The first step is you must already be in protected mode, the 32-bit mode. Now we did that on the part 1 course, as you're fully aware. We're already in protected mode, so that step's done. So the second step is that you need to set up a new global descriptor table that contains 64-bit segments. Now you already set up a 32-bit global descriptor table on the part 1 course. It's really not that much different, so you will have no problem with that. You just follow what I do in the next lecture and you'll have no problem. You should understand it quite well. So the third thing to do is we need to enable the physical address extension. And now we do this by enabling the PAE bit in the CR4 register. Now the CR4 register is responsible for enabling several CPU extensions. And one of those extensions is the physical address extension. And if enabled, it allows us to access more than 4 gigabytes of RAM. And it is a requirement, okay? So we have to do that because long mode uses the page map level 4, which is essentially one level up from the page directory that you're so used to in protected mode, you know, when we're talking about paging. So these are some other bits within that register so you can kind of see what is actually going on. You can pause it if you want. It's not so important. I just wanted to show you that table so you understand that the register does quite a few things. So the fourth step is setting up PageMap level 4, which I just briefly explained. So like I said, in protected mode, memory management, we typically use a page directory, and that holds pointers to page tables, which in turn contain pointers to individual pages, right? Depending on how you've set up paging, you know, it can go a couple different ways. In some cases, you can just point directly to larger pages and things like that, right? So in long mode, things are done a little bit differently. We employ a 4-level paging hierarchy, and it can even get to 5 levels, but not all processors support the 5th level. So we're only going to support up to PageMap level 4 in this course. So the PageMap level 4 essentially just points to page directory pointer tables, and then they point to page directories, and then finally to the page tables that are used to map the individual pages. So you should already be quite comfortable with paging from the first course, okay, from the part 1 course. I will briefly explain some differences in this presentation as we go along. So the 5th step is to enable long mode, and we do that by setting the long mode enable bit inside the IA32EFER model specific register. Okay. Now, how you read those registers is quite simple. You put the ID of the register in the ECX register, and then you call the RDMSR register, and that will populate the EAX register with whatever that value is, okay? And then all we have to do is just set bit 8, which represents long mode enable, okay? And then we call WRMSR, which will write that register back. That enables long mode, okay? That doesn't put us in long mode immediately. It just prepares the processor so that it's ready for the move into long mode. So the 6th step is to load the page tables. Now, you've done this in the protected mode part 1 course, so you do understand how to do that. Essentially, we pass the PageMap level 4 table into the CR3 register. Now again, on protected mode, you might pass the page directories into this register, right? But here, we pass the PML4 into that register. So yeah, obviously in protected mode, the page directory serves as the root table, but you can also have obviously the page directory pointer table as well. But in 64-bit long mode, the PML4 table is the topmost level in most cases. Like I said, it can go up to PML5, but not all processors support that. So we're just going to be focusing on PML4 for that reason. So the 7th step to get to long mode is to set the paging bit in the CR0 register. And this will ensure that paging is used in our kernel. Now, in long mode, paging is mandatory. Okay, it's a flat memory model. So we don't have a choice. We have to enable it, and we have to set up the paging tables correctly, such as the page map level 4 and its subtables. Now, the 8th and final step is to perform a far jump to the 64-bit code segment. And then the processor will be in a 64-bit state, allowing us to address much higher memory than possible in 32-bit protected mode. So we're just going to go over the global descriptor table again, just briefly, because I imagine some of you are quite rusty that you haven't really looked at the GDT in a while. So essentially, the global descriptor table is just a structure that's used to define memory segments. Okay, it essentially just describes the memory, where the memory starts, where it ends, and the access rights, such as which ring is allowed to access this memory. Is it readable? Is it writable? There's flags to say, is it a 64-bit segment or not? And things like that. Okay, so that's what the global descriptor table is. In protected mode, it takes a much more serious role. In long mode, it doesn't take as much as a serious role because we have a flat memory model. Okay. Now, the difference is essentially between a 32-bit GDT and a long mode GDT is that in long mode, it's mostly for privilege levels, but in 32-bit protected mode, it's more for segmentation-based memory because paging is optional in protected mode, okay? So you will see that in long mode, when we create these segments, the base address is usually null and most of the values are actually null because the long mode doesn't really care. Okay, it doesn't care about starting and ending addresses because it's a flat memory model, like I said, which means that it's going to use the paging model scheme. Okay, so you can pause the video and look at that table if you're interested in learning more about the difference between them. But the GDT doesn't take a significant role in long mode. That's important for you to remember. So I'm now going to explain the difference between 32-bit protected mode paging and 64-bit long mode paging. Now in the 32-bit protected mode paging, you have two options. You can either have 1024 page directory entries, which point directly to 4 megabyte pages, or you can have 1024 page directory entries, which point to 1024 page tables. And then those 1024 page tables, each of them has 1024 pages, okay? And those 1024 pages point to a single 4096 byte chunk of memory, okay? So they're the choices you have in 32-bit protected mode. In 64-bit long mode, things are a little different. So we can ignore page map level 5 because we're not going to be dealing with that in this course. But essentially, our page tables, they start at page map level 4. And the page map level 4 entries, we have 512 entries, not 1024, okay? That's an important difference between protected mode and long mode. So it's 512 entries in the page map level 4. And then that can point to 512 page map directory pointer table entries, okay? So essentially, for each entry in the page map level 4, that can point to a table of 512 page directory pointers, which also has 512 entries, okay? And then a single entry in here can point to 512 page directory entries. And then that can finally point to 512 page tables, okay? So each entry, the page directory entry, will point to 512 page tables. And then once again, each page table can point to 512 pages, okay? So that's the main difference, okay? And page map level 4 can map a seriously large amount of memory. We're talking like in the terabytes for page map level 4. So you can map a lot more than you can in 32-bit protected mode. So that is the difference between 64-bit long mode paging and 32-bit protected mode paging. So let's just go over the 64-bit long mode paging in a broken down way. So PML4, table 4 here, contains 512 64-bit entries. each entry serves as a pointer to a page directory pointer table. Okay, so remember there's 512 tables. Essentially, they're pointed to by 512 entries in the page map level 4. So the page directory pointer table consists of 512 entries, and each of those points to a single page directory. But if the page size flag is set, then it can directly map to a 1 gigabit page. Okay, so that bypasses the need for lower level tables. So the page directory level 2 here contains 512 entries, and each page directory entry points to a page table of 512 entries. But you can't see the page tables on this graph, it just shows the directories. Okay, so one other thing to note is that if the PS flag is set, then the page directory entry will map directly to a 2 megabit page. Okay, and that will omit the final page level. Now the reason I need to tell you these things is because in the next lesson we will be making 2 megabit pages. Okay, so the level 1, which isn't seen on this graph, has 512 entries, and each entry describes a single 4096 byte page. Okay, and we do that by providing the physical base address inside the address field here, because the page table entries, they also mimic the same structure. You would have noticed that each of them has the exact same structure. The actual page table entry is no different. It shares the same structure, and you can see all the flags here described to you. So that concludes this presentation. You now know everything you need to know to get into long mode. So when we're actually writing that code, you can come back and compare it to this presentation if you get confused, and it'll all make sense. Once again, if you're really struggling, just drop me an email at daniel@dragonzapp.com and I'll help you out. Thank you very much for watching.